Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 3 with Black Ice 8.6. Okay, we are pushing into the Soviet Union, and I've had a thought. I know, it's dangerous thinking. Well, right now, while they've got this nice armored train up here, these guys are just military police units, which are fine for occupying unoccupied provinces, but taking this with fortification, and looks like there's maybe a medium armor unit there or something that's pushing out of it. And yeah, the Japanese are the Manchurians and the Japanese are looks like sending a lot of forces up to deal with Manchuria. Big stack of there. And I think hopefully they'll retrieve the situation in the sense of not lose too many of Manchuria's core victory province, which I guess there's just these two here. Keep them from surrendering. 4 points. 5 points, so 9 points. Oh, well, there's this over here, so 2 points. So, 11 points or whatever. Keep them from collapsing and surrendering and losing all the forces. And they even have 9 garrison units, so that's, pretty safe unless you're being hit by a bunch of, heavy Soviet T-34s and KV-1s and that kind of thing. Which it doesn't look like they're being hit too badly there. Got the 1 division, or 1 brigade maybe. So there's 11 there. So yeah, so I think they're reasonably safe. The AI is using the transports as bombers. That's about all the AI can figure out, well, normally to do. I have seen the AI once do a paradrop that took out Berlin. Or at least dropped onto Berlin. Soviet Paris. Seen it do that once. Not when I was playing, but somebody else posted the screen caps. But otherwise they often treat them as bombers and don't do so well. But what I'm going to do is, at least my current thought is, we've got coming up on July 1st, so in about 6 days, we've got a nice infantry division. Well, let's see, we can put 1 down now. We're going to take 1 of these heavy. Ooh, they may be too heavy. What's the carrying weight? 100 or 280. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Weight 1,000. Okay, those are going to be too big to ship, I think. Yeah, okay, so forget about 1 of those. What we're going to do is put that division with the liners, going to combine the liners with the main Kriegsmarine fleet here, and try to send it over to Korea somewhere, I don't know, here, somewhere, and try to really put in my efforts to take Vladivostok. There'll be a Japanese victory, but that is 15 points. That might do the trick with some other captures over here to bring the Soviets down. Without that, I'm very dubious of bringing the Soviets down. But we will see. So that's sort of my thought. But let's... More guys. Cut off this big stack of stuff there. Good, okay. Now they're still too disorganized to attack. Okay, that's a fortified, so I'm gonna bypass that. Well, you know, let's hit this guy here. Big super pile of units that I'm thinking are going to be disorganized. Well, those guys are moving forward somewhat. Yeah, let's also hit this. Yeah, we've got that heavy AA gun. I want to surround Moscow. I don't want to drive into Moscow because there'll be, I don't know, some forces there, I'm sure. And if the battle, as I'm anticipating, will take a while, they'll keep shifting more and more forces into it. Where if we can isolate it, we'll stop that. Okay. You're still moving forward. Oh good, we got some of those. Where are my... bombers? Attack that there. Good, we've off-balanced them. Okay, you made it to there. That's sort of what I want to do here, because I'm expecting like I'm seeing there, a large pile of units. Where is there fuel? Oh, there's fuel all over this place, so get going. No, take out that unit. Good, took out another pocket of them. Getting all these magically appearing conscript units, yay. No, let's send them way out that way. One way or another, just keep moving forward. Okay. Got a few more. Now these, Belisarius Railroad Network, these we have to be sort of careful with because I believe these are going to actually upgrade the infrastructure of the region. And if you do it, yeah, because it says upgrade network in the region, this allows rail. upgraded to the German rail group and regained lost 2 points of infrastructure. So that will help supplies to flow. But what if any part of the Belarus region, which is what, somewhere in here, not exactly sure on the map where it is, if it includes, say, these provinces here and they're currently Soviet occupied, when you click that, these won't get the infra upgrade, only the German occupied ones. So it's sort of better. I mean, obviously to some degree it won't matter, because I hope to help. Actually, I love that these cannot move supplies through here, so going around the worst of this. But you know, you don't want to create a supply block. So I almost kind of wish, as I'm sitting here thinking about this, let's click over this, just an interesting thought. I don't know if any of the Black Ice modders would want to take this on nowadays, but, and if any of you feel strong enough, you can mention it to them, is that there is a, well, what do you call it, events at some point to create, I presume they're still there, Rice commissariats out here in, you know, Russian territory at some point. I think after the main Soviet surrender or something, but to create this as a puppet state. What you might want to do is, and this would be an interesting thing, would be to create rice commissariats that have railways, sort of like you can sort of see one here, as I'm sort of drawing it with a brighter, that are still in German territory, leaving the rest of the territory under Rice commissariats, so that the supplies, because supplies will flow along German national territory. So if you have that as much more highly built, and then in stages, because I've sometimes played, you know, into invading way out into here, types of things very deep, and supplies are just getting eaten up because they're moving like, oh, instead of like, you know, following maybe equal number of provinces but flowing through the high infra ones, they'll try to go through, you know, through this crappy sections and whatever else. So either you've got a really and I've yet to find out a solid rhyme or reason of just where the supplies will crawl through, just what the criteria is. But so by doing a situation where the army itself could you know, move through occupied territory, meaning it's an allied puppet state, but then allow the supply, or force the supplies along a narrow but highly developed railway path, might be an interesting experiment. That would be one. I've just literally thought of this as I'm doing this. I know I'm not really that brilliant, and probably everyone else has thought of that before, but, and maybe even discarded it. But that's, and then, you know, just do it in stages. So recently, because there's like this one event here, or decision here, you know, occupy Romanian Eastern conquest. This will trigger a certain some of the Romanian territory to switch over to Germany. You know, create something like that in stages as you move a series of these events, so that you're advancing as Germany, but doing the other thing. So just an idea. I don't know. Again, it may be too much work and it may not work, but okay. Let's see. We want to German involvement in the do not ideal prepare, ideally prepared position with not necessarily mostly, nevertheless join to others before for all the glory. Right. Okay, as soon as okay, so basically, I'm presuming this is part of an event chain because like I said, I played. Yeah, I think a little further than this, but did have this event. We're starting to get German headquarters set up in Italy here. But Italy, I do believe, is still out of the war. I hope it is. No, they're at war with the Soviet Union. I didn't know that. But they're not at war with Western allies, which is good. Which I don't think they're prepared to be. That's sort of my fear is that Italy will go to war with these conditions under. I didn't know they were at war with the Soviet Union. Go to war with the Western allies, and then have them, blast through and take out Italy, and then, have another front to deal with. But that's what I was sort of worried about. And let's see, so we don't want to do that. We don't want to switch over. Okay, so I guess that... What was I thinking I was seeing up here? No, okay. But so we'll wait a little bit on that railway event. Okay. Okay, Panzers. Just hold that open there. Just put an attack there. Okay, they've decided Great Patriotic War, which I think will start boosting their organization levels, which is a dangerous thing for me. Because that's largely why I've been so victorious, is because they have such terrible organization levels. Recognize you. We'll protect that. Just one of you come up and do that. No, maybe they've left. Did they leave that? There was a big stack there. Maybe I'm just not seeing it now? Did they move? Oh no, it's still there, but they're moving. they're already going down there. Yes. Over there to there. Everybody keep moving. You can't attack. Go through provinces you don't need to attack through. Well, we want to do that. I'm sure it's fuel, but how in the hell they're so far freaking back there? Well, sure we don't lose progress to here. I want to keep you moving as rapidly as we can. Okay, well you can move now again, so see they're going to go that way because we want to come up and around here. So I'm going to move you here. Now let's see if we can overrun those. How does this battle go? Oh, well, I should be about done there. Okay, well, there's somebody out at Kursk. We can get to Kharkov before it's occupied, but I doubt it. Just in case we can push there, we might as well work to cut that off. Oh good, we won that battle there. We're back in battle. All these magically appearing units. Yeah, I understand why they're there. And that's quite honestly one of my least problems with it. The idea that if this over, and I haven't dug into the events programming and whatever else, but if they made the AI pay for them, to some degree, have a minus on ICs or whatever equivalent to, or somewhat equivalent to the production of them, then I'm perfectly happy that they're there as opposed to on the map at start, because they form a decent strategic reserve. And I'm happy with that. I'm actually quite happy with that. Just a pain in the butt though, but still. Hours 24, and how many hours? 36. You know what? You're gonna start your attack there as soon as you can. That, so they don't need to move there, they can move this way. They've won that battle, so they can advance up with them. We've got 20 hours, and they're going to hopefully occupy there. Enough time. We'll send you there. Well, I don't know which is best. I sort of kind of think um, letting them escape is best because that's worth 20 points. But I'm going to make them work for it. Oh good, finally we won there. River was part of the problem, most assuredly. Oh good, we cut them off. Now this cavalry can get across the water, the river. Finland joins the Axis. That's one of the things I was waiting for. Okay, so now we have the Finns as part of the Axis up here. Maybe not that well placed, but we'll open up another front. Make the Soviets have to deal with it. Okay, you guys. Yeah, you move. What's the terrain like? Yeah. Okay. Continue. Attack it that way. Thought I already directed, but I think probably lack of supplies stopped you, so. Doing this all over again. Okay, so they need fuel or supplies of some sort. It's an interaction with Soviet air, it looks like. Supply right there. You change your direction of march. Okay, now we have, which this is new to me in this version, though, like I said, did notice it a little bit earlier, but core historical axis as opposed to just having the tripartite pack, so you get some more. I mean, they're all quite honestly minor, but all of these combined are a lot of good effects. Revolt risk -2, national manpower plus 2%, ICs, 2% of ICs. Now 2%, you know, let's just say 600, that's 12 ICs. That's, yeah, 12 ICs. So, that's pretty good. Oil 1%, energy 2%, metal 2%, rare materials 2%, supplies 4%, money 1%, leadership 2%, territorial pride, espionage bonus of 1.5%, ruling party support, research efficiency 1% additional, IC efficiency 1%, supply throughput 1%, and officer recruitment. All of that, that's a mighty good big bonus. That's why we now have more leadership. And I'm waiting for either an event or a decision that is for German support for Finland. Okay, let's look down here. That's just way too far ahead to date-wise to try to research. Now we've yet to get, okay, what do we, truck and prime mover reliability to at least 4. That's what I think we're researching right now. So we'll get that sometime. Don't know, it's in there somewhere. Oh, right there. So quite some time away. Oh, that's, we got, okay, we need this. That takes care of our additional research slot. Okay. Semi-motorized. Keep coming up to here at least. Through the forest? Yeah, why not? Uh-oh. Brandenburger unit shattered. That was probably right there. Yeah, they're not made to do what I was doing with them. Their commandos are good support type. Well, send them back out. If the armor hadn't run out of gas, they would have been doing it and doing just fine. Okay, well, you're gonna come right up through here. And you're going to come head right into these guys. See if they can keep marching without running out of ability to go somewhere. Fuel, supplies, whatever. What is hungry? Yes, you can have some energy. Now, is that ready? Yes, okay. Now, this is a... well, yeah, it doesn't matter. Since none of them are organized. Okay. Now. Let's get a fortress couple there. Right. Is there like an offensive fortress buster? Still skill level 3. Now, just a second. Let's go back. Look, is there a river that we have to cross or anything? No, no rivers involved. Okay, we'll put him in charge. We will put him on board the ship. We will go to here. Rebase. Unescorted, I know, but there's all kinds of stuff patrolling around here. I don't think we're going to have a problem. Come on, guys. Now there's not much. There's a garrison unit there. That'll probably go down. I won't be able to retreat out fast enough. Might as well start attacking there. Oh, well. Follow. No, never mind. Just to there. And then to there. These guys. Okay, well, we're going to end the episode here. I want to thank you so much for watching. I want to thank you for liking the videos. I do appreciate that. And of course, please post questions, comments, suggestions, ideas. Love hearing from you. See you next time for more Hearts of Iron.